You know who I am? Let us record great deeds this day, and give these Urki scum a right royal hammering!
Welcome back to Total Warhammer 3 in part 13 of our Grombrindal Immortal Empires campaign. In today's episode, we're going to start things off with another siege here against the Tomb Kings. This one is going to be on an island of, apparently, Nagaron. You can see the little spires in the background there. The water on this map is still a little bit funky with the textures, so I just can't... It's also messing with our shields, apparently. Ooh, we got all sorts of visual bugs going on this map here. Either way, we've got to just try to avoid zooming out too far to keep the water acting normal. I've got my breaker cannons moved up front with their vanguard deploy. They are ready for him to try any kind of nonsense. We're going to blast this lord here, and then as soon as his friends come in off to the side, they will also receive the same treatment. Being defended by our Ekron miners as well as the Norgrimlings. We will want to make sure that our troops are kind of all together for when those Ushabti summons come on in, but they don't have a lot of range, and I have the Thunder Barge as well. I think it's going to be a bad day for the Nehekarans. Let's get it. Send the front line forward. Got Thunderers in that group as well, and then we'll just send the Thunder Barge and the Bomber forward as well. An awesome sight. Indeed. Indeed they will. We will do what we can to move on up. They should already be showing up. So a couple cannon shots on the Tomb King there as he tries to move in. Another volley. Pretty good damage going in on that poor fool there. He's knocked over. At current, he is not a low. Yeah, shields don't protect you very well from a cannonball. You can keep trying, though. We'll have the bomber and the barge moving forward even further. Then we'll kind of rotate this line here. The front group around. The Thunderers can still fire, the cannons can work, and the flamethrowers can too. We have fairly well bullied the poor king here. We'll just fly over the top. He does also have his curse, so we want to kind of just avoid getting hit with that if we can help. Getting shot with steam guns from the side as well. He's having the worst day. He keeps getting batted around by cannonballs and... Not a lot going on there. Let's go ahead and give it a broadside left on this front group here. They're going to turn and unleash. Blasting apart skeletons. Drive you on over this way. That poor lord is already gone. Give them the volley to the other side. We'll want to make sure you're moving. Come back through. Those arrows do not have a lot of armor piercing, so you should be fine. Or a good bombing run. Oh, and bombs away. Not so great, especially since they are moving, but we'll just kind of continue to harass. Looks like they are going to break before they even get into the battle. Keep an eye on where that Ushabti's coming in at. Go drop one of the big bombs on the way in. We'll switch these over to the canister shot. Should absolutely obliterate this line here. Bad day to be a skeleton. You do want to keep an eye on where the Ushabti's coming in at, though. As they can always use them. And the bombs away. Hit this group in the back as well. Our Thunder Barge has almost no armor. Now let's just keep harassing this one line of archers here. You keep shooting this one. Fly over the top. We'll see if we can drop one of the big bombs. And Thunder Barge bomb, go. pretty solid. Yeah, it looks like they are breaking. The Ushabti is summoned. Pretty much exactly the wrong spot. Let's not throw explosives, just charge in. You guys drop your siege equipment. Either way, the victory kicks off just in time. Bullied them. Another crushing defeat for the Exiles of Nehek. Now we are definitely going to be taking the fight to their home, breaking them, and making sure we don't have to deal with any more elite infantry forces from, or at least elite constructs coming out from the south. We will go ahead and sack the settlement first. We need to start building up our Oath Gold. I spent a whole bunch of it to upgrade our lads there. He's a Tomb Raider and a Plunderer. Oh, we sacked it. We can't actually go on back in and claim. Fair enough. We will sit outside then. So what we did go ahead and build is we got several pickaxes. So Prospector's pickaxes giving us Sundering attack, just to weaken armor and give us a bit more armor piercing. So rip through any kind of armor any of our enemies have. And I did go ahead and give a couple upgrades to Gotrek. We gave him an Iron Warden's Hammer, so he has some extra bonus via infantry, and a passive ability giving him Perfect Vigor as long as his leadership is higher than 50%. He's got a Troll Slayer's Amulet giving him more speed, charge bonus, and the ability to cause some fear. And then some Dragon Slayer's Boots giving him even more speed, melee defense charge bonus, and some fire resist. Also went ahead and slotted him on the Master Rune of Adamant, giving him 10 more melee defense up to 85. And then 50 additional armor, so he is sitting at 55 armor for a Slayer, which is really not bad. Nothing for Felix, but he will get something eventually. We will also just want to make sure we pull all of that armor off of Gotrek, so that we do not lose it once he leaves. We're sitting at 3,900, see what we can do as far as upgrades. Grombrindal has come on back south to the Spite Reach to settle this on up. But I think at Quark, we want to do nothing, since it's a border town. Black Pillar, I would like to upgrade, that way we can get the walls in here. Keep our dies safe. Grombrindal will come on back up and start kicking the Hmong as well. Welch is recruiting on up, but he has just a bunch of Norskins, so I'm not really concerned. Alright, let's get your anger burning up north. Got 1,200 positive income. We'll just walk, and then we'll do some more recruiting. Apparently he's got Quarrelers, some Bombards. We could use a bit more long-range artillery. The cannons have 440 range. Breaker cannons have 250. Nowhere near the same. Yeah, let's go for some normal cannons. For all that range, we want to try to duel out other artillery or any beasties as they rush on in. So we'll grab 2 cannons. Spend the rest of our money. Should be good to go.
Your death will be remembered in another of my glorious sagas.
Oh, is it time for peace, Katsup? No. Yeah, no, we tried your peace with your people before. Look where that got us. The winds of pain are here. The world yields to those who master the winds of magic. We do not. We mastered runes. Take this decisive auto-resolve here and kill on yet another king. Gotta start getting expensive. Thunderguard got 0 kills and nearly died. That's what we like to see. Let's go ahead and occupy up and let that thing start replenishing. It is a big chunky target. Oh, that was Katep. Awesome. They can say he can hold back Death's Cold Embrace. Turns out no. So now he is also immune to Desert and Sandstorm attrition for now. The Winds of Magic matters 0, and the short victory completed? Already? 57 turns? What was our short victory? Destroy Naggarond, and then loot, raise, or sack 30 settlements. Sure enough. So we've got 3 capacity for all heroes. We just can't root all of them, but yeah, perfect. Let's start getting in some more Thanes and the like. Spinner's already got a Thane. The guy down south definitely could use either a Rune Lord or a Rune Smith or a Thane. Let's start getting some heroes in. I'm confused. Oh, we have none of the buildings that allow us to actually recruit them. That would be the biggest issue there. Alright, so that's our next focus. As soon as we can start upgrading some of these main settlements, we need to get the buildings that allow us to get our additional Rune Smiths, Master Engineers, and Thanes.
You know who I am.
Indeed. We will send you... I'm pretty sure they're probably going to go after Ashrak since it's weak. They have claimed the Glacial Gardens, and it is not a powerful settlement. We can move in and sack and then raise that one. Palace of Ruin is actually a main settlement. but it's not one that'll be giving the Dark Elves a lot of power. I actually am more scared of the Dark Elves than the Norskins, but the Norskins are right there. I'd like to get a bit more replenishment on our troops, but I think we're pretty healthy. Let's go into underway stance and jump to this bridge. If she wants to try to bring some forces all over to fight him all at the same time, I'm happy to do so. We win in the Under Empire stance 9 times out of 10. Start saving some gold. We almost have 3. We need 4 to make this a dwarf hold. Unfortunately, having to keep rebuilding the spire has been striking back against us. We're going to do it one last time, unfortunately, and then we'll get back to actually making some progress. Scoot to the edge of our territory. Allow Gotrek to do some replenishing there. And now skill points to Alden. Durit or the Lord of the Deeps. Neither of those excite me. So let's go for Woundmaker. And for Rothgar Spire, we will go ahead and just chuck in probably a Trinket Maker, although we are going to have to use these two for their resources, so we'll probably go for the growth building here then. Check our diplomacy real quick. Prezakrak is still moving on upwards, just very slowly.
What?
Yes?
Defensive alliance with Midland, who is currently at war with Throt, the Fecundites, and the Ecstatic Legions, who are actually pretty close to us. I mean, a defensive alliance with them would allow us to start working on some Imperial soldiers as long as they aren't weakened. Let's try it.
Come then. Only Sigma's god.
We just won't ask them for any gold. We'll just go ahead and accept that deal.
Empire's blessings. Yes.
Throt is all up in their business, too.
Yes.
No peace with Katup. We can... Well, I guess we need the gold for it, but we need the outpost. We can start working on getting some Imperial troops and bolstering their own. Center, you're looking good. Let's start moving you up to the Glacier encampment. We're going to go up through Harkaldra, though, to avoid any kind of attrition. Although, are we going to take any attrition up here? Oh, we're actually not. I'm really not all that scared of anyone up in the north, so we'll march stance up. Come cause some problems for them. You want to declare war on me again? We can deal with it.
I don't have time for words. The Dowie need
This is
me.
concerning. He is just declaring war outright, breaking his trade agreement. Okay, Elithanar. Hateful. Felix has been wounded? I feel like that should be not allowed. Alright, Grossev. He's now a reluctant hero. You murdered Gotrek's buddy. And Azazel's nearby. Technology has been researched, giving us a bit more gold. Not much, though, so we probably want to start working on things that increase our overall soldiers. So for Grombrindal, I'm going to send him out to beat down both of these armies real quick. And then we need to start moving him back south, because Elithanar is moving out with all of his troops. And we are not prepared. He's got 3 whole armies.
Summon me if you...
I'm not sure why everyone hates Grombrindal, but I guess we're going to have to deal with it. I'd like to under Empire stance, but we would also like to do some replenishing. So let's come on over... We won't do much replenishment on the edge, but let's pull over to the middle here. Indian camp stance, and then just move forward as much as we can.
All right.
Gotrek, you are going to need more soldiers to fight the High Elven cowards.
Fearless and unbreakable.
I almost feel like we need to start moving back. Man, this is unfortunate. All right, well, let's charge on in to this group. She will most likely run for her life.
Cease this.
We can beat down on Degrar here and kill 2 lords.
No.
Doomfire Warlock's going to be a nightmare.
Now. No way.
Well, Grombrindal, you're going to take some casualties from this battle here, but kind of has to happen. We've got to beat down the Dark Elves, see if we can try to get them to sue for peace, and then turn around and deal with Elithanar. Onward.
Attack!
This will most likely scare Evelyn off. Oh, she sticks in to fight. We give this one to the auto-resolve? Nah, we haven't had any good strong battles this one, so we've got several Doomfire Warlocks to deal with. Their main strength coming from is going to let me look at this. The lesser Doombolt they have. They've got 2 of them, and they do quite a bit of damage. Armor piercing and explosive. So, going to be a several nasty bits of cavalry to deal with. We want to try to make sure we get them bogged down, either Grombrindal or Runesmith, or maybe even our Slayers. Anything that is more or less either expendable or can definitely handle them. Okay, look at our terrain just real quick, see if we have any kind of artillery advantage here. This looks kind of like just a generic, or at least a very neutral plain. This is probably a hill here, so we can launch the rocks over them. Slaughter us some Druki. Alright, we've got to push these Dark Elves out first, and then go deal with their High Elf brothers. So it looks like, I mean, probably the best course of action is to kind of corner up over here and force them to move on towards us. Let's get our Warlers, see where we can kind of deploy them. That's all one gigantic obstruction there, so that's going to be perfect. Let's let these Quarrelers up here. Definitely want to have 2 of the units forward to act as kind of bait. Then we'll throw the catapults in. And then behind here, no, it's a gigantic obstruction. Okay, so we'll pull the Quarrelers forward, that way we can actually use the catapults. Grudge throwers in behind. Pull you forward a bit, you across. And our Bombard, put them there in that gap. We will make sure we've got plenty of defenses up here on this side, so we'll make sure all of the Caltrops are up front to try to distract the enemy. Got our Longbeards. Put them all the way across. We do want them kind of in as thin of a formation as we can, and that way we're not having to deal, or at least take as much damage from any of their magic. Just sit there. Thunderers are not going to have a lot of good arc being up on this hill. We'll make it work, though. Put the Caltrops, like, right in this position, so they try to go towards that spot instead. Slayers will throw them in the woods. And then our Rangers, I want up front. They are going to be our main way to stave off those Doomfire Warlocks. Alright, so range together. Connison's Tank O' Death. We'll roll it up on the hill there. Artillery. Infantry, and then the Mad Lads. Put the Runesmith in this middle spot here, and then you up front. They'll be here in 2 minutes. Plenty of time to slaughter this first group. Let's get it. Love all of the artillery team blasting away at those Doomfire. You guys need to be switched into multi-shot round and moved a little bit. Go ahead and drop some trops in here. Grombrindal move up. You go ahead and drop in your Caltrops as well. Do so quickly. Here come the hateful ones. Spread them out just a little bit there. Throw the Runesmith up front, and we'll have you kind of moving up to the top. Blasting fireballs. Good waste of magic. Happy to see it. Yeah, we want them to be a little bit closer so that way Grombrindal doesn't have to run all the way back over. We'll just launch the Gobos for now. Doing a pretty good job at dodging. Let's go ahead and focus down their Reaper Bolt throwers then. You want to play, we can play. Reaper Bolt throwers is definitely going to be focusing on the War Machine we have. We're going to pull it back. They want to be distracted, we'll allow it. Still gonna be 45 seconds till the other Doomfire Warlocks are here.
Artillery ready.
Got some time.
Move.
And moving their artillery teams into the back. Doesn't seem to be working out so well.
Kill them.
Keep blasting away.
Yes, then.
They're not doing quite as well hiding it as they think they are. Keep blasting away. Canister bombs ready for any kind of Doomfire Warlocks that get close.
For the ancestors.
Yeah, start planking away at this group. Actually, come on over here and blast these Warlocks. What am I talking about?
Kill the off-splitters.
Any of their crossbows. This is, oh, actually, hang on now. They are
Strike out.
getting some good hits. I wasn't seeing them for some reason, but now they're definitely getting some good hits.
Range fast.
Come on back through the caltrops, please. He's throwing a fireball. Let's dodge that if we're able. Thunderers up on this hill so they can actually get some high ground, and you can defend them. Alright, the Reaper Bolt Throwers are running for their lives. Perfect. They are on the edge of the map. Let's go ahead and have you guys blast apart that group of Dark Shards. The Warlocks are trying to go all clump up together.
The clans unite.
Interesting strategy. Let's see if it pays off for them.
The clans unite.
Pull you guys over to the other side of those caltrops.
Dwarf. For the ancestor gods.
Now, if they want to come back and set up on those Reaper Bolt Throwers, we can deal with that.
For the High King.
Something I'm adept at handling. The Master's not wanting to come in. He is all the spooked out by it.
Shine like roe. Show us the target, Lord.
Yeah, they have to get all the way back to their siege equipment first. Another fireball coming on away. Smashing into the caltrops completely ineffectively. Love to see it. Sisters of Slaughter are learning how well this armor fares against bullets. Not very well is the answer.
Our sorcery is majestic.
It looks very majestic, I'll give you that. Whole heap of Doomfire Warlocks coming up that other flank. Send these Longbeards forward so they're the ones taking the hit. Crossbows rotate. I see that our catapults are in on the front group here, so let's pull them back. Absolutely not where we want them. This group can be here. We'll just scoot everyone else forward. Forward.
Vengeance. The clans unite.
Make sure we're dealing with any Dark Riders, any nonsense like that. Rifles are going in. We're just gonna kind of keep scooting around.
Get moving. Move.
Constructs are under attack. They're gonna send up a whole bunch of nonsense, and we should just blast them to bits.
Longbeards.
Pull the rifles back.
Stop us. Nothing can stop us.
These Quarrelers rotate over to help out. Come on back and deal with these guys here. I'm not so concerned with the Masters. Doomfire Warlocks are just running in to die. Getting torched down. Get the breaker cannons focusing on any of these dark shards we can, and same thing with our catapults. Dark shards are deadly. Have you rolling back around. Sisters of Slaughter got in on my Thunderers, and I was not able to stop that. Probably could have stopped it just fine, but we did not do a good job of it. Yeah, we don't want you stuck in this group. We'll battle our way through it then. I'd rather not get hit with that next volley. We'll dodge that one if we're able, and turn around to start fire on these Dark Riders. We'll summon in a group of miners into this back line here. And we'll get these Longbeards who aren't fighting into the battle.
Ready to strike.
Now, if you force your way through, our axemen are getting surrounded and destroyed there.
For the ancestors! Rage fast!
Go ahead and drop down the explosion. Took a second to actually kick in there. There it is. Throwing the Druki all around.
Move now! Ranged firepower ready!
You can turn around and get into this group. Grombrindal's not even fighting who I want him to.
Longbeards!
Alright, Longbeards have broken them.
Groundsmith!
Jumps in on this group. Now go find the next. You guys keep chasing them around.
Fire!
Beautiful. We didn't even get our Slayers into the battle. And a victory.
Split them in two!
The Death Hag is going to do everything she can to escape. I'm going to try to chase her down. Grombrindal's quick. See what we can do.
I shall!
And a close victory. Yeah, we should have probably sent the entire line in together. The Grumbling Guard went in by themselves, and they got bullied. So they're going to be coalescing to bring themselves on back. We'll grab the Rune of Battle here then, and hand it off to one of our Longbeards. Well done, lads. Our artillery team's taking up the lion's share of the kills, besides Bugman's Rangers, who were pretty much able to just plank away at any of those lightly armored Doomfire Warlocks and send them on the way. Quickly into Slaanesh's embrace. We will go ahead and execute and loot. And since we've cut the head off of the snake here, Bane was killed. They had to recruit up another... They will have to recruit up another Lord when it is their turn. I think we want with Grombrindal to destroy Dargroth here. We're going to sack it, and we are going to turn around. So we'll claim the victory. Sack the settlement to lower the level and weaken it. And destroy all of those defenders, obviously, and then we will, I guess, run out of movement. Going to March, how dangerous would that be for us? Not really, we're Grombrindal.
How can I help?
Alright, we'll take the final point into Thunderbird there, and then move over to Jamek. Let's keep working on the Rune of Negation. I think it'd be a good one to have when Grombrindal is soloing someone who's a little bit more deadly. Just hand him some ward save and keep the fight going. We can upgrade Grond. Nagaron's walls could get more intense. We should probably upgrade the walls at Nagaron and then upgrade Grond to tier 3 if we're able. Just so we can get one of the engineer buildings in and get some engineers. I'm still irritated with you for being able to bring down Gotrek. That's goofy. So Bell Amy's coming on in.
Far beneath an archmage. This is absurd.
Okay, well, Gotrek, go ahead and disappear.
Eyes peeled, lad.
Sneaky Gotrek time is upon us. So we need to bring down this king again. I'm content to just keep charging down through. Temple of Adioth, huh?
Explain your doom.
Let me explain your doom. We might want to stop the war with you for now, though, as we deal with a Lithanar. There will always be more fighting with the Tomb Kings, but crushing them now while they're weak is such a good idea. We need more money, though. You know what? We'll take the peace treaty for now. I'm happy to go ahead and betray this, just because even with our very high reliability, we just got stabbed in the back by the High Elves, and so the Dabi are starting to trust nobody.
Very wise.
Yeah, we'll take this peace treaty for now. Wise. After you murdered Felix, you booger. Yeah, so that's the insult we're going to choose to use there. Let's go ahead and wait to put in these repurposed holds. I will upgrade the... Do we upgrade the granary, or do we get a Dwarf Lord into one of these to help it defend?
Beyond even Quaish.
So we'd probably get attacked by both Alith and her at the same time.
Even the Lawmaster could not.
Really rather not lose Hog Grafe, though. Okay, so let's grab a Lord. We will grab a... Rune Lord will have access to melee attack, speed, and armor. And then the Lord will just be nearly impossible for them to bring down. Let's go grab Cazador Morgrimel. Any of these guys give us extra. Grimnir is pretty good, but extra armor and melee defense, we will go for that. You don't have to pay for the other one. We would not have to pay for Gutri Garnet Hand, and so we are going to just grab him for the upkeep.
What?
Slot you into Hog Grave.
Vengeful Ridlot.
And if we can recruit you in, then we don't have any Slayers apparently in our Slayer pool. You cannot currently recruit Regiments of Renown. Why? Because it is not allowed. Well, we need to just leave him here then and give him some runes that aren't bad. We'll probably take some of these off of one of the others. Maybe even now Gotrek needs his as well. So we'll have the Obsidian Lodestone, since they're definitely going to have some spells there, so we can just keep the spell resistance as high as possible. Give him the Sword of Striking for some extra damage. The Pigeon Plucker Pendant is not what I want. We'll give him the Featherfoe Torque for now. Felix doesn't need that. We can give him the Prospector's Charge, gives him magical attacks. We can just hand him one of the Prospector's pickaxes for now, who's got some sundering. Let's do that. And then, I mean, I would not even mind giving him the Scepter of Stone for now, just so he has something to drop on people's heads. We will take this off the other Lord here in a moment. We'll give it back. We'll find the runes we want. I would definitely like to have the rune that gives us... This is Gilded Stone. Dazed Effect is probably going to be good. Rune of Fear as well, so we'll take this off of Alden Forgehand for now. What's the last one we can kind of give to you? More bonus versus large. Fury would give him Frenzy. I think for now we will leave you be. Let's see, though, we could probably give him the extra armor. Take it off of Gotrek. Nah, we'll leave you be. And then you sit and you have to defend. We've got 3 miners below.
This is absurd.
Oof, this is going to be a nightmare. They may just go right past as well, so Gotrek needs to deal with Bellamy and then move back up north. 21 positive income. And it's going to get spooky for a moment. Center, we need you to quickly move up and crush this glacial encampment. That way we don't have to deal with any attacks from the Hmong, and we can deal with High Elves. Sorry, Gold Taker. The life taken.
Yes.
You're hanging out. Just ambush here, and we'll deal with Bellamy, hopefully. Refugees of War. Karak Azul seeks refuge in exchange for service. We'll accept them. Any willing to fight. Ugrafe has now been besieged. Yaggle are destroyed, I think, once again. And then the low elf grudge. Raid any region belonging to the High Elves. We'll get Battle Masters and 30 Oath Gold. We've got another gold grudge as well, the Northern Raiders grudge. Raid any region belonging to Norska. As well, it's over here raiding.
A step too far.
Yeah, it's a step too far indeed. We need to move back fast. Let's sprint back, stay the night in Harganeth for the extra replenishment. And then we'll have Center here. Attack and destroy the glacial encampment. He's run out to the wilderness. Do we allow this? I think no. Although it'll take all of our movement. He's gotten all the way out into the like I said, the wilderness. He's left. Charge into the encampment then. Give this one to the auto-resolve. They got annihilated. We will sack the settlement. See how much movement we have left. We can raid, too.
Casting the runes.
We'll raid, see if they come to us, so that we can crush the settlement again. I think we may raise this one, so that way they only have the one. Okay, so for our Thane, we can either give him the Keeper of the Gate, giving our Hammerer more vigor, giving him Guardian and Expert Charge Defense. I guess he would also get... Oh, that's what Guardian does, duh. The Ironbeard would give him Flammable Effect, reducing fire resistance for our enemies, and having more ammunition for Iron Drakes, Iron Breakers, and Miners. And then Wanderer would give him Snipe for Rangers. I think we'll go for Ironbeard. He doesn't have many... Oh yeah, he does. He's got 2. Ironbeard for sure. That's gonna be deadly. We also need to get those Dragonback Slayers over into this force if we can. Oh, this doesn't have the flamethrowers. I have a big old fool. We can give him flamethrowers, though. Flamethrowers and flame cannons. As for you guys that are attacking me, let's take a look at these armies. Give us a close defeat. Yeah, it's because there's an absolute ton of archers here. I mean, the only good news about this is we are able to defeat archers fairly reasonably. We have our own catapults. Just takes 6 seconds for them to come on in. This one may be one we want to fight outside of the walls at least once. We can try to call the retreat if it gets too dicey, but they've got the shades of their own, the Shadow Warriors. Two groups of cavalry. They're just silver helms, so they've got a bit of charge bonus, but once they get into melee, they are absolutely terrible. So as long as our dwarf warriors are stuck in and ready, they will defeat them, no problem. All right, yeah, let's try and see what we can do. We're going to try to rush for this mage here. What kind of spells is she rocking with? She's got a Ran and Thunderbolt, which is going to be unfortunate, and Soul Quench, which is also going to be unfortunate. All right, Nagaryth. We didn't choose this war. All right, then. So, probably actually a good idea to... I'd really like to set up kind of over here in the water. That way the High Elves are having to move through the water themselves. That will bog down our own troops. Over here would give us the high ground, though. Do we value the high ground more?
Dwarf warriors!
I think the answer to that is yes. So have all our dwarf warriors. Throw the Longbeards in behind them. We'll have the Longbeards going in different spots behind, since they do encourage. All our great axes, we're definitely going to bring them back to the back so I know where they're at. Longbeards in with this front line, and then Spinner up front. He actually should be able to duel this Archmage in a fight without really much trouble at all. We're going to run up to this kind of position here and then wait for them. Got all of our Quarrelers. Roll down several times. We'll hit the ones with the great weapons in the center there, as they are a bit better at receiving a charge.
The clans unite!
Catapults in the rear. I like having them slightly slanted.
Quarrelers!
Ranged together. Then the great axes, we'll kind of have them
For the High King!
pulling up the rear, and they can kind of charge in at individual units as we need them to.
All right!
Let's see what we can do. Bring all of the lads forward.
Fine!
You have lots of Silver in Guard and the like, but they're better at holding in defense instead of actually fighting an assault battle, so do what we can. And they're definitely going to try to wait for their reinforcements to show up. We will be swiftly overrun when that happens.
Longbeards!
Set up a decent line here.
And that!
And I dare them to try to flank around.
Dwarf warriors!
We'll bring these lads off to the side here. Kind of in the woods, but also not.
Yes!
And these lads can be exactly where they're at.
Move now!
Still got the 3 summons of miners. Take a look at our adversaries here.
We are defended from above.
I mean, you have some big old eagles, that's fair. But find out how fast those things get filled with arrows, though.
Assyrian
What kind of spells are you casting?
the winds are ours.
Oh, she's launching down thunderbolts on us. Well, that hurt. Should have been paying attention. Alright.
Iron-willed! Kill!
Well, let's go ahead and start firing on the spearmen then.
Stuck!
She's got lightning bolts, but we can see where she casts them as long as I'm paying attention, so we should be able to react no problem next time. I don't really want to move up any further. I want them to be coming out of the woods when they engage our front line of archers and get blasted. Let's let the grudge throwers start launching. I don't think the spearmen moved up in time. Ooh, a couple of them getting hit with rocks.
Glittering host.
Doing fairly negligible damage. All right, here come the rest of the high elves. Now they should get aggressive.
Advance!
You have scepters of stone. We have all sorts of things to try to deal with them, but it's gonna be, don't be deadly.
Dwarf warriors! Longbeards! Grudge thrower!
Switch targets to this group of spearmen on this side.
They have wronged us!
Kind of bring this group of crossbows down. Switch you guys forward so you're not getting hit with lightning.
Will do. Move off. Dwarf
There we go.
warriors!
Some warriors fell to lightning before, but now that we're actually paying attention to it, should do a lot better.
Grudge thrower!
Looks like they would really like to do some flanking. I disagree with that strategy quite a lot, though, so stop it.
Dwarf warriors!
More warriors moving around.
Vengeance begin! Will do. Right up. Quarrelers!
Quarrelers kind of rotating.
Will do.
Not exactly sure what they're planning here. We can kind of keep switching the catapults back and forth, though. Blast on this group of Silverend Guard.
Battle
They
ready.
very much do outnumber us. Gotta play it smart.
Quarrelers! Kazoo! For the ancestor gods! Quarrelers! Shoot the Wazzix!
Those horse archers, I don't want to be here at all. Blast them full of arrows. That eagle is charging directly into the line.
They have wronged us.
You're gonna scattergun us back. That's fine. If you sit still, I get to shoot you. The catapult working. I lost the catapult. Let's get it working on this group of archers. It's actually made it in close.
Defiant and unbowed!
Go ahead and increase everyone here's melee attack.
It is a reckoning!
And get them forward into these shadow warriors.
Dwarf warriors!
The eagle decided it wanted to have nothing to do with that fight.
Drag them down! This is a reckoning!
We're gonna have to absorb a little bit of those arrows with our shields there.
Quarrelers!
Ooh, the shadow warriors are doing damage.
Vengeance! For the ancestor
Try to get them into the back
gods.
line there.
I am strong!
Spinner is surrounded by lads that are actually not all that tough. Let's go ahead and drop down some rocks into these woods here.
Dwarf warriors! Dwarves ready!
Ooh, it's a lot of arrows coming our way.
For the colors angle!
Alright, let's switch targets to these large units here. Let's get these guys charging back into the water. We've got miners below. We definitely need to start kicking in, so let's drop them on this group of shadow warriors here.
Kazoo! Vengeance!
Deal with these silver helms.
Nothing can stop us! Right far, right fast! Good Lord!
Our Rune Lord is doing his work.
Find your targets!
Everyone who has a crossbow, fire on someone else who has
Let the
a bow.
vengeance begin!
Some kind. Get in there and keep fighting.
For the colors angle!
Our miners here. Hunt down these shadow warriors. Shadow warriors are really good in melee.
Put those dwarven lads!
Oh, there's an eagle in our line.
Range in target!
And blast into this group of archers here.
The next kill is ours! Dwarf warriors! Let the vengeance
Ooh, this is gonna be
begin!
tough. We've got a lot of high elves moving our way. One of their eagles is gone though.
May as well!
Get some extra armor on everyone in the middle group. Some miners in on these archers in the back line here.
They have wronged us!
Yeah, we've got archers fleeing on many different fronts. They just have
Wait him up!
way more range than we do.
War of vengeance! Warriors!
Fight as hard as we can, though. He's getting bullied by this lord here. Unfortunately.
Dwarf warriors!
You're just standing there, you're doing this wrong.
Warriors!
Find someone to slay.
For the High King! For the Kalazankor! Dwarf warriors!
And they're winning their fight, but they are all the way out there in no man's land. High elves all over the place falling. We are also dying in droves.
Rage far! Rage fast!
Some more miners there. They are just going to kind of keep running away.
It is a reckoning! Let the vengeance begin!
Deal with these Shadow Warriors here.
Withdraw!
We're out of there. They're retreating.
Quarrelers! Fire on the foe! Where is Queen Helga? This isn't the grudge of Drum.
Okay, so how many can we kill? That is so many archers there. Drop the rocks down on this group.
Withdraw!
Once that actually kicks in, we will...
It is a reckoning! None will be Ricky!
Oh, I didn't get everyone in there. Scepter of Stone coming down and doing a good work to the enemy. It looks like equal to our own.
It is a reckoning!
It is about time to start retreating.
The clans unite! Master of Runecraft!
Slaying everyone we can. Just trying to keep them held back. Now they're done. Oh, we've got so many dwarves running.
We demand blood! Pick your targets well!
Alright, those guys are gone. Keep charging in. Don't stop.
Fight! Dwarves, ready axes! Pull out! Hold true! Dwarf warriors!
I think that's about it, boys.
They have wronged us!
Go ahead and have you guys with... Oh, they can't withdraw. I think if we lose this battle, we are going to have some problems.
Get ready!
Belt can drop down the Rune of Oath and Steel again. Let's do so. Extra armor for everyone here. We are fighting in the middle of no man's land now.
Pull out!
Hey, you might as well kill this eagle.
It'll get done!
Eagle said nope. I heard that. No one's killing me.
Come me!
One more good hit and that eagle's dead.
Pull out!
Because of course we could just use him as a friendly fire machine as well.
Dwarf warriors!
Keep blasting apart those Shadow Warriors. A bit of a crash for a moment as he smacked that eagle. That scared the brakes off of it. I was like, no, we're not going to say anything. We're just going to let it go through. Eagle falls.
I will do it!
Get working. Oh, he breaks. That's the fight. The defenders of Hog Grey fought hard. A valiant defeat. However, our dwarves are all mostly half alive except for these great weapons here, and we did end up losing our grudge throwers, which is really unfortunate. The Stone of, or Scepter of Stone rather, did an absolute ton of damage. We did weaken both of these armies by half. We eliminated one of the Silver Helm groups. We didn't eliminate any... Oh, this Great Eagle's almost gone, so two of their Eagles are incredibly... Oh, we're actually taking... Hang on now. All three Eagles are pretty much dead. So that was at least a positive there. And most of their cavalry is very weakened, so one charge and they will go away. They won't be able to distract our archers for very long. We will take that defeat. Grudge issued. The cheating Elgi grudge. Viewed by a deplored Grimnir. The Elgi host came, and by some quirk of fate or outright cheat, they've defeated us in battle. Log that in the book. We're starting to fill our book up. Elven Conflict, and Guthrie Ganahan here has some skills. Let's definitely pass them on out. He gained 3. I think Obstinacy is going to be important. Rune of Speed is going to be important. And then the Rune of Wrath and Ruin. To explode as many of these elves as we can. Quickly cut that out. Phone call started coming on through. Need to throw the phone across the room before that picked up on recording. So we are going to continue on along.
You know who I am.
I think we're probably closing in on the end of this episode here. We need to quickly move Grombrindal over to deal with the High Elves. And actually, we could probably send him across the ocean. Start causing some problems over on their side. But Lithanar will just move in and they'll finish off Hog Grave all as one here in a moment. But if we can get Go trek, moving on back around. How far can you go? We'll underway over into Cragreth Deep. See if we can go trek over to assisting. And then Alden Forge Hand as well. There is no trust for you. The Rothgar Spire here we're going to leave as just a kind of an early warning system. I'm not concerned with keeping it. Alden Forge Hand, we're just going to have him move into friendly territory. Barely. We need to threaten these High Elves as best we can. Don't have a lot of gold left. I'd love to use it to recruit some Slayers if we were able, but it's definitely not able to. We will probably send Gutri out one more time to fight this group. That's fine. I'm just not going to sit behind our walls and let them come to us. So we're going to start things off with a battle against the High Elves once again. But for now, I am out of time for today. I have been Space Wizard War. Remember to leave a like for the like god, a sub for the sub zone, and I will see you on the next one.